Today, I will be sharing and speaking about this NFT. It has been pretty, I would say, hot and popular topic in the recent months and for the past 1.5 years or so, right? Okay, so we actually see people playing NFT games and making money just by playing games, right? And we also see celebrities, football stars, and all that having their own NFT collection, and then they sell it for millions of dollars. I can imagine, and also people buying this virtual lens, okay, which they cannot feel or touch, right? But it costs them like a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, even $100,000s, right? Okay, so naturally, many people are pretty curious about this space and also been asking me, saying that, hey, Leslie, actually, exactly what is NFT? Why would people pay, thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars for virtual lens, for digital art that I can just right click and save on my computer for free? Okay, why would people pay so much money, right? And I realized there are in fact so many people wanting to know more as well. So I hope to answer some of these, I would say, burning questions that you may have about this NFT. Okay, so we will explore what is NFT and how exactly the key point today is how exactly you can profit from NFT and also this metaverse, right? With the 5 different methods I'm going to share today, right? So if you are ready, can you type in 5? Okay, 5 in the chat. Okay, stands for the 5 things that we have, 5 ways that we're going to learn on profiting from NFT and this metaverse. Okay, so I know that you are ready. Okay, 5, more 5, okay? Or am I lagging? Okay, 5, okay, great. Okay, so let's move on. Right, so before I go on, I think it's only fair for you to know who is speaking to you and where I come from. Okay, so if this is the first time you are meeting me, my name is Leslie. So I'm also the co-founder of Crypto Learn SG. Is actually a crypto so-called education platform, and I have started my crypto investment back in 2016. Right, so with 12 years of experience in the financial industry, I was later also appointed as the AVP of OIO Singapore, a fully owned subsidiary of OIO Holdings, which is Singapore's first publicly listed company specializing in blockchain. Okay, so that's just a very quick introduction about me. Right, so for now, let's jump back into NFT. Okay, so just a quick question to everyone. How many of you are actually very new to this topic NFT? Okay, if you are new, can you type in, if you are new or know very little, can you type in new? Okay, NEW, new. Okay, so I can roughly know how many of you are pretty new to the concept, and I can adjust my presentation to suit you as much as I can. Okay, so if you are pretty new or have very little knowledge about this NFT, please type in new. Okay, type new. Okay, there are still people coming in. Okay, new. Okay, I see quite a fair bit now. Okay, great. Okay, so now I roughly have some idea. Okay, cool. Right, and without further delay, let's continue. And first up, just a quick disclaimer. First, do note that whatever discussed today will be meant for educational purpose and general information only, because in any investment, it is still imperative that you also do your own due diligence, do your own research, and or consult a licensed financial advisor. All right. Okay. So actually, before we even jump into this NFT, okay, we first have to understand what is this thing called blockchain first. Okay, it is very important because once you can understand blockchain, I believe you can easily also understand NFT. Okay, so what exactly is blockchain? Okay, so blockchain essentially, okay, is the underlying technology of cryptocurrency of this NFT. Okay, so you can imagine it's just like internet is the underlying technology of the using of Zoom, right? The using of sending email. Okay, imagine without internet, those things cannot work. I cannot speak to you online anymore. Make sense? Okay, so without blockchain, cryptocurrency cannot work, NFT cannot work, right? So that's the basic idea. So it's also decentralized. Okay, blockchain is decentralized, meaning to say there's it is not controlled by one single entity or a central authority like the government or the bank. Okay, it's decentralized. Okay, and it's also known as the immutable digital ledger. Okay, so if you break these three words down separately, right, individually, it's actually very easy to understand. Okay, so basically immutable means what? Immutable means that it is almost impossible to amend or change. Okay, so digital ledger. Ledger is some sort of bookkeeping, record keeping. So you can understand blockchain is a digital bookkeeping, okay, that is almost impossible to change. Does it make sense? Okay, so follow me so far. Okay, so right now, let me show you an example. If we look at these few boxes of blocks that I've drawn on the screen right now, it kind of represents the different blocks in the blockchain. That's why it's called blockchain, because there are different blocks that is chained together. Okay, and you can imagine it's just like pages on a book. Make sense? Okay, so every block is one page. So once you finish filling up a page on a book, you flip to the next page. Make sense? So same thing right here. The block is filled up, is finished, then you go to the next block. Okay, so people will start to record. Okay, people will start to do record keeping. Okay, so right now, right, I want you to imagine, forget our blockchain for a while. Imagine this is a typical company or organization. Okay, someone like maybe the accountant, for instance, will have to do some sort of bookkeeping looking like this. Okay, so he or she, okay, will actually do some record keeping. No, Peter sent $1 to Elon, Warren sent $2 to Elon. They start to record and all that. Okay, but can you imagine, right, if today the accountant is not so honest, okay, he wants to start doing some fraud or some scam, okay, he can actually do it quite easily. He can just change, this $4 to $40, for example, okay, easily. And why is that so? Because he or she is the only record keeper in the company. Okay, it also means that it's not decentralized. Can you see? It's actually centralized. Okay, he or she is actually the centralized controller of this record keeping here. So it's really dangerous if you think are really risky. Okay, so but imagine this, right? Okay, the company also realized that, hey, maybe this is a kind of risk to the company as well. Okay, so what they do is that they decided that, hey, they need to have two other people, okay, who has the same record keeping. And whenever each record is being, so-called new record is being written, right, okay, there must be some validation. Okay, that's why they are called the validators. So only when the majority is correct, then the transaction will go through. Okay, so imagine if this happened, $40, $4, $4. Then they'll say that, hey, validator one, yours is wrong. Okay, yours is wrong. But the transaction will still go through because majority, 2 out of 3. So they will continue the block, okay, and continue. So they'll continue the next page. Okay, but for validator one, right, in order for him to continue participating in the record keeping, he or she has to quickly go and change this and make it the same as the others before he or she can continue doing the participation in the record keeping. Okay, so you must be thinking, right, hey, why would I want to participate? Okay, in the company, maybe for example, the boss actually gives some incentive for people keeping the record. Okay, each time you finish a page, I'm going to give you this amount of bonus. So they are incentivized to do it properly. Can you see that? But if I try to scam, okay, it's hard because there's 2 other validators. Then I may as well do my job properly. Okay, but in the blockchain, there are millions, because 3 is still relatively easy, right? If 2 and 3 happens to be very good friends, then they'll say that, hey, why not? Let's scam, since we hold the majority. Let's put 400. Okay, can you imagine this transaction, which is actually not correct, will go through because the majority now says that it's 400, while the correct one actually cannot continue. Okay, that is also a risk. Okay, follow me so far. So in blockchain, this will not be possible because there are millions of validators. Okay, so in order for you to try to fraud or scam the blockchain, okay, you have to at least control 51% of the validators. Okay, you have to control 51%, or 51% of them. Okay, and they are all around the world. So it's virtually impossible for you to do that. Okay, follow me so far. Okay, so far, if you understand what is blockchain already, or at least a general concept, can you type BC? Okay, BC in the chat. Okay, any point in time, if you have questions, feel free to type it in. I will do my best to answer them as much as I can. Okay, so understand, I know it's a bit long-winded on this part, but trust me, once you understand the blockchain, you can understand 70–80% of what NFT is. Okay, so you understand, type in BC, BC. All right. Okay, so in this case, right, what happened is that we call it decentralized. Okay, because no one person hold the entire records. Okay, which is what we call centralized. All right. Okay, so once we are clear with blockchain, right, let us move back to NFT. All right. So for NFT, right, what exactly again is NFT? Of course, it stands for non-fungible token. Okay, non-fungible token. Again, let's break the words down. It's very easy to understand. Okay, let's break that individually. Let's understand what is fungible first. Okay, fungible actually it means that it has the same value and it can be mutually exchanged. Example, our fiat money, our dollar notes. Okay, if today I have $50 and who do we have? Alex, have also $50. Okay, and then we decided, hey, we do an exchange. Is that okay? That's fine, because it represents the same value, even though the serial number is different. Make sense? Okay. So most cryptocurrencies, okay, example Bitcoin and most other cryptocurrency are also fungible, because if today I have one Bitcoin and exchange this one Bitcoin with you, is that okay? That is fine also. Okay, that is fungible. All right. So what is non-fungible? Okay, non-fungible means that it's not the same and cannot be replaced. Okay, you can also say that it is somewhat unique in a sense. Okay, let me give you an example. For example, me, okay, and Tom Cruise. Okay, although we look pretty similar. Okay, just a joke. Okay, don't close off your Zoom. Okay, that's a joke. Okay, both of us are human. Okay, put it this way, both are human. Okay, and both of us are men, right? Okay, and wearing a suit in this photo. But you cannot say that we are the same. Okay, you cannot be exchanged. Correct? Hollywood will not accept me. All right, so they only accept Tom Cruise. All right, and so other examples. Okay, other examples of non-fungible versus fungible, right? Okay, so a Tom Cruise Top Gun movie poster will be fungible because there's so many pieces of them out there. Okay, so you can actually buy it for about $8 on Amazon. Okay, but can we make this piece of poster non-fungible? Okay, you have to ask Tom Cruise, okay, and Kelly McGilly to go and do some signature, okay, on the poster. It becomes non-fungible. Does that make sense? Okay, then now you can sell, actually it's the same poster, but once you do a signature and autograph, it actually becomes fungible. Okay, so it's actually selling 99.99 cents on Amazon, the same piece of poster and all that. Okay, so of course you can also argue, hey, if I ask Tom Cruise and Kelly McGilly to sign again to autograph, then it's not fungible. It's still different. Can you see that? Because we cannot sign exactly on the same spot and all that. Okay, so every autograph piece is actually okay, but the non-autograph piece will actually be fungible. Okay, follow me so far. Right, and to further understand, I usually also call NFT is like the Mona Lisa of cryptocurrency or blockchain. Okay, why does that? Why do I say so? Okay, because Mona Lisa, the real one, the original one, is non-fungible. Okay, non-fungible. There's only one authentic one in the world. Okay, follow me. But have you seen Mona Lisa painting in some other places? Maybe your friend's house or even your wall has one right now. Okay, or some other place. And we all know. Okay, you don't have to ask anyone. We all know that one is not the real one. Okay, how do we know? How do we know? Because okay, usually who determines that is the real one? Okay, normally there is a central authority. Okay, example, the museum or the government. Okay, usually they will have some sort of ledger, some sort of record keeping. Does that make sense? Okay, and they have this record to say that, hey, no, this piece is the real one. Okay, that is why they are protecting it. They are hanging it on the museum instead of, in a random person house. Okay, follow, make sense? And to be honest, if today, okay, this painting has ever been replaced by a fake one. Hypothetically, we do not know, to be frank. Okay, maybe the museum actually, you know, spoil it, and then they decide, hey, quickly they replace something, and then they say that, hey, no, yeah, it's still there, we are still protecting. We don't know, right? Okay, can you see that? Okay, so this is the word that we typically know, that we are very familiar with, right? Okay, so now how about NFT? How about NFT art or a NFT virtual and whatever it is, you know, NFT assets? Who determines that is the real one? Okay, the blockchain. Can you see that? Okay, so by the way, anyone heard of this NFT that has been sold for $69 million US dollar? If you hear before, can you type 69M? Okay, 69M. Okay. If you never heard before, this is the first time you saw it, type 0. Type 0. Okay, they've heard here before. All right. Okay, some of you here before, some of you don't have, first time hearing it. All right. Okay, so but how many, whether you heard it before or you didn't, you know, or seen it for the first time, how many of you think that is pretty crazy? Can you type C? Okay, C for crazy. Yeah. Okay. Okay, C for crazy. Okay, double C for Paul. Okay, Paul, your Paul also double Paul. Okay, Paul. Okay, just a joke. Okay, crazy. Right, quite crazy. Okay, but you know why is this costing 69 million? Okay, and the one that I have on the screen, right? Okay, it's not. Okay, it doesn't even cost 69 cents. Okay, so I can replicate many pieces, which is exactly the same. Okay, but it still doesn't cost $69 million. Okay, why? Because when you purchase an NFT, right? Okay, you are essentially purchasing a data, okay, that is actually recorded on the blockchain, right? If you think about it, everyone every one of us, right, has some sort of assets that we own in a car. It can be a house, okay? Can be your wife, okay? Not just kidding, okay? It can just be a laptop, okay? So usually there are some records, okay, to prove that you own these things, right? Maybe the house deed or a receipt or something like that, okay? So NFT is no difference, okay? But it's a new type of recording, okay? A new type of ledger called the blockchain or the immutable decentralized digital ledger. Okay, so at this moment, if you have a little bit more understanding of NFT already, can you type in NFT? Okay, type in NFT. Slightly better than when you just first came in 15 minutes ago. Okay, slightly better. Okay, so I was joking about, you know, you own something like your spouse, right? Essentially, it's not incorrect as well. Okay, you have to also prove that this person is my spouse. Okay, by going to the marriage registration, you know, place, correct? Then you got the marriage cert and all that. Okay, I cannot photocopy, you know, Victor's marriage cert and say that, hey, you know, I'm just, you know, this is my wife. No, I cannot do that. Okay, because it is not recognized. And how do we know that? How do we know that? The real world we know is because there's a centralized controller controlling it. Okay, this NFT, how do we know that this is not the real one? It's not on the blockchain, so I know that yours is not real one. Okay, follow on so far. Wait. Okay, so essentially NFT, okay, the general idea of having an NFT is to create some sort of protection, okay, of this protection of ownership, basically, okay, of this group of people called what we call the content creators. Okay, content creators can be artists, can be musician, and you know, it can be even videographer. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me give you an example, a scenario right here. Okay, so example on a typical traditional art scene that we know, this artist drew some painting. Okay, over the years he became a little bit famous, right? And he actually managed to sell his painting, okay, for $400,000. Okay, not a bad profit, And buyer A who bought it, okay, later sold it at $800,000. Okay, does he get the $400,000 difference? He doesn't. Okay, and later buyer B who bought it at $800,000 managed to sell at 1.4 million. Does he get the extra 1 million that it was sold for? He doesn't. Okay, So this is a very typical scenario because we do not know where my art goes to actually. Even sold to Africa, I also do not know. All right. So you can see that the original artists do not receive any incentive or benefits from the second sale onwards. Okay, it's only the first sale that he made himself. Okay, so this is a typical scenario that we are familiar with, right? So scenario number 2, okay, the NFT scenario, right? Okay, is whenever where it's being sold, okay, the original artist or the content creators, it could be music as well, all right, always get some royalty fee, okay, each time it is being sold. Okay, right now must be thinking also, how can that be? Okay, how is that possible? Okay, it is possible because the blockchain make it so. All right, because of the technology, okay, the algorithm, they are able to always trace it back, okay, because the block is always connected. Okay, no matter how far you sell, they always be able to connect it back to the first block, or what we call the Genesis block. Okay, and they know that, hey, this is the person who first make this piece of art or this piece of NFT assets, if you like. Okay, Bola so far. If you understanding it so far, press not press, type in 1. Okay, type in 1. Okay, if still 50-50, 2. Okay, totally lost, type 3. Okay. Okay, 1 so far. Okay, great, fantastic. Okay, so the next question is, right? Okay, the next question is, after I know what is NFT, right? Okay, so the next question is, why should I care? Okay, why should I care? Like, okay, like NFT, so I know what is NFT, so what, right? Okay, so there are many reasons that I think why we should care about NFT. Okay, but right now I'm just going to talk about some of the very straightforward one. Okay, so we can actually see big companies going into NFT, like Visa, Nike, even TikTok, and all these companies have resources that we do not have. Make sense? Okay, they can do all the research much better than us, I would say. Okay, I would say that we won't go very wrong if we follow that. Right, so that's number 1. Okay, number 2, of course, Metaverse, which I will talk a little bit more later. Unless you are living under the stone, you will know that Facebook changed its name to Meta. Okay, so in preparation for Metaverse and essentially in Metaverse, right, all the assets in Metaverse are NFTs. Okay, basically there is that. Okay, so and also something we call the Gartner hype cycle, which I'll explain a little bit more in just a bit. Okay, so I will say that you should care, okay, about this NFT, okay, about blockchain, if you do not want to miss out some of this mainstream adoption that's going to happen in the next few years. Okay, so let me go to this Gartner hype cycle for now. Okay, so this Gartner hype cycle, okay, is a analysis, okay, done by this company called Gartner. Okay, it is actually a listed company, so you can Google it. Okay, but don't do that now. So they are not predicting. You must be clear on that. They are doing analysis and it's pretty accurate. Okay, they have been doing it for more than 3-4 decades. Okay, so they managed to pour out some sort of timeline for all this emerging technology. Okay, and I would say they are pretty accurate. So if you want to see how accurate they are, you can go and Google like maybe 1995 Gartner hype cycle. Then you see what are the technology back then and then now we are already using. Okay, you will be quite surprised. Okay, anyway, let's focus on NFT and blockchain in general. All right, so Gartner hype cycle basically has these 5 cycles. Okay, so let me explain in a more layman term. Okay, this first one is actually the beginning, so it started. Okay, so second part is that there's this inflated exploitation. So there are some success stories usually, okay, of this technology, and everyone is trying to jump in, okay, because it's a very hype topic at that moment. Okay, so usually that's the second part, second cycle. And the third cycle is that the bubble, okay, will kind of burst for the first time. Okay, then you go into this trough of the illusionment, right? And the fourth will be people start to understand a little bit of the utility, the use case, okay, and it becomes more widely understood by more people. Okay, that is the fourth. And plateau of productivity, basically means that it's finally into mainstream adoption. Everyone is using it already. Example, like the internet, okay, it's already mainstream. Okay, that will be in the 5th cycle already. Okay, so right now, can anyone or everyone just for fun guess, right? Okay, which cycle, okay, is NFT in right now? Okay, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? I just type in the chat. Okay, which cycle do you think that NFT is right now in right now? Okay, 3, 1, 3, 2. Okay, so most of you guess 2 or 3, huh? It's yes, 2. Okay, so the answer, okay, is actually, don't tell you yet. Okay, let me just show you. Slide here, no. Okay, so a bit of suspense first. Okay, but if you look at 3 years ago, okay, in 2019, okay, we can see that cryptocurrency is in the 3rd cycle. Can you see that? Okay, trough of the illusionment. Can you see? Crypto is right here. Okay, all the ICOs, distributed ledger, basically is blockchain, correct? Okay, blockchain is right here. And we all know what happened in the last 2 to 3 years. Okay, from less than $3,000 Bitcoin at the start of 2019. Okay, today it has grown by a few thousand%, even though this year has went down quite a bit. All right, and we also see a lot of mainstream adoption happening in the last 2 to 3 years. Banks starts to go in, a lot of this listed company like MicroStrategy, Grayscale also start to go in crypto. Can you see that? And I will say that they are in actually the 4th cycle right now. You can tell it also, right? Okay, so you can see that the Gartner hype cycle is pretty accurate. Okay, so what is NFT? Okay, at that point in time, okay, there isn't really a NFT so-called this. There is this term, but people don't use this widely. Okay, but I can see that blockchain in gaming is the closest one that we can find, which is somewhat at the end of this cycle number 1, 1st cycle, right? And fast forward to 2021, we can see again crypto as it now in the slope of this enlightenment already. Okay, because we see a lot of mainstream adoption. And where is NFT in 2021? You can see that it's at the peak. You still remember? If you still remember last year, and I would say maybe earlier this year as well, okay, there were a lot of hypes on NFT. I will say now it sort of dies down a little bit, huh? And you can see that it is indeed start to come down a little bit. Okay, almost going typically called the first burst of bubble. Okay, so but we must understand, right, when the bubble bursts, right, okay, it's fine. Okay, who heard of the property burst, bubble burst? Okay, .com bubble burst is fine. Okay, but what happens next is important. Okay, usually the first cycle, that's if you are caught it early, okay, like people who bought Bitcoin way before, they will have made it already. Okay, but if you did not make it, if you have bought in the last cycle here, you also made it. Can you see that? But if you bought at a high, then you are the one who's being trapped. Okay, so the question here right now is it the right time to go into NFT right now? Okay, I will say yes and no. Yes and no. Okay, because you will require some knowledge and some skills to pick the right ones. Okay, but if the question is it the right time to learn and understand about NFT, then my answer to you is a definite yes. Okay, as you can see right here, okay, if it starts to come down, and by the time you are very well versed in NFT already, you have a huge potential. Okay, and the Gartner cycle also, interestingly, right, they also tell you, right, when it will actually reach the plateau, which is the 5th cycle. Can you see it says 2 to 5 years for NFT? All right, and Metaverse more than 10 years. Can you see that? Okay, so it is a good time to learn about it, okay, and get ready for the next so-called bull run, if you like. Okay, yeah, so if you understand and also learn something so far, can you type in GH? Okay, GH stands for Gartner hype. Okay, Gartner hype. Okay, cool. Okay, so the good news is that I will be sharing, okay, with you these 5 methods, okay, that you can actually monetize from NFT. Okay, so that you can probably learn some of this method and also get ready, to profit more in the future when NFT starts to go into a little bit more mainstream adoptions. Right? Okay, so let's go to the first method. First method. Okay, so in fact, right, you can start earning crypto by just doing video streaming. Okay, so you can imagine it's some sort like the YouTube, okay, of blockchain. Okay, but we all know that you need to be a fairly successful YouTuber, okay, in order for you to monetize your channel and all that, okay, because you get a lot of subscribers, all the advertisement and all that, right? But in this data.tv, right, which is the like a YouTube of blockchain, you don't need to even own a channel, okay, don't have to, okay, all you need to do is just watch video, right? So once you go into this data.tv, right, there will be a lot of live streamers, okay, doing live streams. Okay, it can be gaming, can be on many various topics as well. Okay, so once you watch their live, you actually get to earn this T fuel. Okay, just by watching. Okay, just by watching. And this T fuel is one of the cryptocurrency, or you can actually swap it to the data cryptocurrency. They have their own cryptocurrency as well. All right. Okay, so this is a very, very straightforward and very simple method. So please take down this website, but don't go to it right now because I'm going to share a lot more. Okay, just take note now. Okay, yeah. So just to take note, somehow they know that you are not watching. So some of you may think, hey, I know I just open the tab, right? Okay, then I do some other work. Okay, it doesn't work. I tried before. Okay, okay. But if you have two monitors, maybe I think that will work. So you just leave one at the side and all that. Okay, but up to you to try. All right. Okay, so this is method number one. Okay, method number two. Okay, method number two. Okay, is gaming. Gaming. Okay, so you can play NFT related games. For example, this SC Infinity. Okay, I think it's currently still the most popular NFT games out there. Okay, so this this XC Infinity, right? Okay, you can earn and make cryptocurrency while playing the game. Okay, so you can understand it's like the Pokemon, okay, of blockchain. Okay, the NFT Pokemon. So basically, you buy all these monsters, basically. Okay, you own one of these, and then you start to collect the cards, and then you go and fight better, then you go and win. So you can see it's actually no difference from traditional game. Okay, but usually traditional game we play for fun, we don't make money out of it. Make sense? Okay, but that's fine because it's for leisure. But the NFT game, you can actually profit just by playing the game itself, right? So one of these can cost a few $100s to a few $1,000s. I think the most expensive XC, right, that has been sold so far, dollar value, because it is bought by Ethereum, it's using Ethereum to buy, but dollar value at a point in time is about 900,000. Okay, 900,000. Who thinks again this is quite crazy? Type in C again. Okay, C for crazy. Okay, so you own one of these. One of these, you pay $900,000. Okay, so but you probably win a lot better. All right, so I won't go deep into these 2 points because I think it's really straightforward. Because if you like to watch a video, just go and watch it. If you love to play game, you can check it out. Okay, so but I do want to mention this Axie Infinity and some other blockchain game as well. You can actually do it yourself or hire someone to play for you. Okay, there are people who do that. So when they hire that person to play, then they will split the profit between the both of them. Okay, and there's no trust issue because you'll be automatically go to your different wallet. And how is that possible? Again, blockchain technology. All right, so I'll not go deep into that points, but you can find out. Okay, you typically people call them the scholars. So if you can hire scholars, okay, to play the game for you. All right. Okay, so third method. Okay, third method. Yeah. So it is the buying and selling or the creation of NFT. Okay. So the very basic idea, is just like traditional art. Okay, you can buy a piece of art by a famous artist, And potentially when the price goes up, because the artist becomes more famous, as years goes by, you can sell it away for a profit because the price goes up. Follow? Make sense, huh? Okay. However, NFT has and will have to evolve, beyond this simple and traditional way of how an art appreciate in prices. Okay, that is why you can see that it starts to come down to the trough of de-illusionment, because why people don't see the point anymore slowly. Okay, at first there was a hype. Okay, but I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But let's continue on this method, right? Okay. What you can do is go on to all these NFT marketplace. Okay, so the most famous one is so far this OpenSea.io, or another website is called Rarible. Okay, again, you can take note down, but don't go to them right now. Okay, so you can go on there. You can start to buy some of these NFT arts already and keep them and then sell them if someone wants to buy from you in future. Right? So you can see that this 12-year-old boy, he actually makes 6 figures, okay, from selling this NFT whale NFTs. Okay. Okay, but very interesting. Okay, but do you agree it's not very difficult to draw this? Okay, if you agree, type A. Okay, and but he can make 6 figures of just by doing so. Okay, and why? Okay, because I will say because of this word hype. Okay, so when you buy the hype, right, is actually very dangerous. Okay, let me show you this guy, right, who sold his selfie. Okay, and he made $1 million. Okay, just by selling his selfie. Okay, it's an ordinary guy, you can see. Okay, it's not a celebrity, it's not a star or whatever, or whatever, a famous person. Okay, but let me ask you a very serious question. Do you think it will be useful, or if it will grow in value if you own one of these selfie NFT right now? Do you think yes or no? Just type in. Do you think? Okay, straight no. All right. Okay. But when you buy the hype, it's very dangerous. Correct? People are thinking NFT, wow, so they just go in without understanding the point of having all these NFTs. Okay, so likely not, most of you type no. Okay, how about this? Okay, can you read right here? Popular YouTuber Logan Paul purchased this NFT for 11 million. No joke, 11 million. You want to make a guess again, just for fun? How much? Okay, how much this NFT is worth today? Okay, he bought it for 11 million. Okay, just for fun, just type in. Okay, JJ says $9. Okay, 100K. Okay, from 11 million drop to 1 million. Paul say okay, but it's still a huge drop, right? Okay, $1,000. Okay, according to this quick, right? Okay, is worth about $6. Okay, but if I'm not wrong, this should be a joke. It's not so little. It should be still around probably less than 100K. Or let's say it's 100K, but it's actually already very crazy. Can you think of it? 11 million, you put in 11 million and then it's worth 100K right now. Okay, crazy, huh? Okay, who thinks again crazy, type C. All right, so and that is why I would say that that's why I said that NFT digital art, okay, digital art has to go beyond just art, okay, unless you are already a fairly well-known artist. Make sense? Okay, if for example today Takashi Murakami, okay, it makes sense that you buy my NFT purely based on the artistic point of view, okay, because I'm already a well-known artist. It makes sense for you to collect my NFT just like you collect my physical art, purely again based on an artistic point of view. Okay, artistic point of view, or it could be a famous example, Universal Studio. Oh no, sorry. Universal Studio or Disney. Okay, Marvel. Okay, they come out with some sort of Captain America NFT. Okay, then it makes sense to again based on artistic point of collectibles point of view to collect their NFT. Okay, but this one, I don't know why he bought it. Okay, the selfie, I don't know why would anyone buy it as well. Can you all see that? Okay, so right now, right, when we go into an NFT, right, okay, there are many research to be done. Okay, but let's talk about the factors first that drive this NFT value. Okay, we need to understand. Okay, number one, very simple, is rarity. Okay, the more rare it is, likely has a little bit more value, right? Just like the Tom Cruise poster, right? He do an autograph is rare. That's why people can sell it for a higher price. Okay, make sense? So next thing is utility. Okay, what use does this so-called NFT has? When I buy this NFT, okay, this selfie that people that I buy, is there any other utility besides being just a selfie or being just a digital art by itself? Okay, we'll talk a bit more about this later. Okay, but let me show you the third factor, which is tangibility. Okay, what is tangibility? Means that it has attached some sort of real world value in a sense. Okay, utility may not be tangible. Okay, just like an insurance policy. Okay, it's not tangible. You cannot see and touch one, except the policy contract. Okay, but the utility is protecting you from unforeseen circumstances. Okay, so I'll explain these 2 points a little bit more, but let me go to the next slide, then you understand more. Right, so for number one, utility, right? Okay, you can see it's a bit wordy here, right here, but let me just show you a few points that are underlined. Can you see that if you own one of these Bosch, BAYC, right? Okay, or Bosch 8 Yacht Club, okay, for a long term, okay. It's to the Yacht Club itself, okay, and you have access to additional NFT and other ongoing subscription. Okay, so this person create this NFT like a membership. So when you own this piece of NFT, you also own a membership in a sense. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is a solid utility or whatever. Okay, but the concept is there. Okay, when you have this NFT, there must be some utility attached to it. Okay, then it can possibly drive the value a little bit higher, that rather than just a man with the bald hair and the the so-called the bald front head, right? Okay, and then it has no utility at all. Okay, yeah, and it can also be items that is in the metaverse. Okay, again, I'm not saying that the utility is solid, but it has some utility, right? So if I were to buy a land, a virtual land is also an NFT, recorded on blockchain, right? And I can build some sort of house or property on the metaverse itself. Okay, that itself is some sort of utility. Okay, so it's a little bit small, but JJ Lin, okay, Singapore singer, right? He actually bought this virtual land for 2.4. No, he spent 90K. Okay, 90K. Who heard of this new kind of type JJ? Okay, JJ Lin. Okay, he bought a virtual land for 90,000. Okay, so on the metaverse. So the utility as a singer, right? As a singer, the utility for him, right, is that maybe he can hold a virtual concert in his own metaverse land. Okay, possible. That's why maybe he bought a metaverse land. Okay, follow me so far. So it can also be items that is on the metaverse that you can sell. Okay, so by the way, okay, all these concepts may seem very crazy. Oh yeah, hey, why I buy these sandals in the metaverse? For how much money? I don't know how much this costs. Maybe 100 a few. Even if it's $50, it may be quite crazy. Right? Why would I buy a land for 90K? Okay, for 2 million, for $1 million. Okay, because the metaverse, okay, is a little bit different from what we know as the virtual reality. Right? Okay, it's not new. Right? So yeah, very long time ago have already. Right? You wear the Oculus goggle, or then you play game, then you feel like you're in the environment and all that. Okay, but the main difference between virtual reality, okay, which is VR for short, and the metaverse is that it is a what we call persistent environment. Okay, let me explain. Okay, when you play the game, okay, and interact with the game, interact with the VR, okay, it only exists when you are logged in. Okay, when you log out of the game, that environment don't exist anymore. Okay, it exists because you started the game. Okay, for Metaverse is different, it's persistent. Whether you are in the game, sorry, I cannot say game, you are in the Metaverse or not, you decided to log off from Metaverse, it still exists, it still run without you. Okay, so most of us probably are from Singapore, Malaysia, or around the region, right? Okay, Paris is a persistent environment. Doesn't mean you fly there, you interact, you see the Eiffel Tower, then it exists. No, when you fly back, everything that happens there still happens there. That is a persistent environment. Okay, so it also means that it has its own infrastructure. Okay, its own economy that's being built on the Metaverse itself. Okay, JJ Lin can buy the land and then he start to build his concert hall there. It happens, even whether you want to participate in the Metaverse or not. Okay, so that's the main difference. And it has to again go beyond all these simple concepts. But then you'll see it mature in a few years, and people are starting to explore. Again, Metaverse will go through the hype cycle. Okay, so it's actually a better time, even a better time to understand about Metaverse. All right, so a clue for everyone right here. So in fact, Subway has already started hiring staff, okay, in the Metaverse. You can order Subway sandwich, okay, in the Metaverse. Okay, they must be thinking, well, then eat virtual sandwich. No, sandwich. No, you actually order first, then you go to the shop to collect the real one. Okay, so you can see they try to have some tangibility. You see, tangibility and some utility tied to this NFT. Okay, and why would we do that? Maybe they are exploring, maybe yes, but if you think of it, maybe it helps to reduce the crowd a little bit because long queue and all that. Maybe, okay, that's one way that NFT and Metaverse can work out. Okay, yeah, of course, Nike shoes and things like that, many other things. All right, okay, so if you everyone so far we have covered 3. If everyone is clear so far, please type 3. If you have questions, please type it in. So far, I've not seen any questions. It means that I explained very well. Okay, now that's kidding. Okay, so if you have questions, please type in. Please type in. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the fourth method, which is what I call tokenized, or rather, it's called tokenized assets. Okay, and this will have to do with some sort of tangibility. Okay, so what are tokenized assets? For example, okay, you can tokenize your property. Okay, so if you go to this website called landshare.io, okay, again, don't go to it right now, just take a note down. Okay, so instead of buying a full property, okay, which costs actually very cheap, okay, compared to Singapore, okay, but assuming, all right, $170,000. Okay, you don't want to put in a full $170,000 to buy this property. Okay, so they give you a tokenized so-called method or option where you can buy a fractionalized. Okay, maybe they tokenize into 1,000 pieces. So for each piece, okay, of tokenized asset, you only pay 170 instead of 170K. Okay, so when it goes up by whatever percentage, then it's based on whatever share you have, then you make the profit, right? Okay, so first, find wines, even diamonds, it could be ginseng, it could be watches. Okay, think about it, anything that people would invest in the real world. Okay, watches, right? People keep watches, diamonds, even ruby or properties, right? You can tokenize it. Okay, and essentially sell it for profit or things like that. Then you don't have to come up with a large sum of money to buy a Patek Philippe watch, for example. Okay, then you just pay maybe a few $1,000 to can be involved in the investment. All right, so again, let me do although I already did a disclaimer right at the start, let me do a disclaimer here as well. Okay, these are examples. I'm not saying that you should go into wines or diamond fractionalized assets, okay, or even land share. Okay, just an example. You have to do your own research as well. Okay, yeah, by just showing you the concept, right? Showing the concept. Okay, so we are clear here. All right, so that's the fourth method. Okay, so the fifth method, right? Fifth method is actually my favorite method. Okay, it is the investing and trading of this NFT related cryptocurrency. Okay, for example, SC Infinity that I just mentioned, okay, or Delta, they have their own cryptocurrency. Okay, it makes sense that when you see a potential in some of these NFT projects, right, you may want to consider investing in their crypto. Okay, it's just like if I think that everyone is going to be using computer, okay, maybe 30 years ago, right? Then I see, hey, Microsoft, yeah, I think maybe I should invest in their stocks. Does that make sense? So it's somewhat of a similar concept. Okay, and by investing in their crypto, you potentially, of course, get a profit. Okay, and in fact, uh, investing in their crypto is less risky, okay, than investing in the NFT itself. Okay, do you all know why? Okay, do you all know why, or do you all want to know why? Can you type why? Okay, just type a letter Y. Okay, if you want to know why. Okay, only one person want. Okay, why? Okay, okay, just kidding. Okay. So, okay, just like a assets. Okay, you can imagine it's just like a painting, right? Okay, there must be a willing buyer when you want to sell. Okay, remember the Paul Logan NFT that drops to, like he says $6. Let's assuming it really dropped to $6. Why didn't he sell it earlier at 2 million or 1 million to reduce his loss? Maybe there's no buyer because people realize that, hey, there is no value to it already. Okay, but crypto is different because it's traded on exchange, very, so-called rare kind of crypto. If not, you shouldn't have a problem selling it away. Okay, even for Terra Luna crash, correct? If you sell it earlier, you will not have suffered a crash. Make sense? Okay, but NFT, if you hold it, no one wants to buy it from you, then you have a problem. Okay, whoever buy Hello Kitty from the McDonald's last time, can you type HK Hello Kitty? Okay, or heard of this? Remember there was a craze, you queue up to buy the Hello Kitty in McDonald's. Okay, I link Victor have. Okay, back then at that point in time, because hype, you bought already, you go and sell it away. In that period, you can sell for good money. Correct? Okay, you try to sell right now. Do you think anyone would want to buy? Very, very rare. Very, very rare. Okay? Agree or not? Agree type A. Okay? So NFT is something like that. Okay? But crypto, you can easily sell it away. Okay? Profit, sell it away. Again, then again, you see, because NFT even go up, you also may have problem selling. Okay? That's a problem as well. If you think our property is the same, sometimes you cannot just, it's not so liquid. Okay, basically the whole idea, not so liquid. Okay, yeah, so that is why. Okay, and that also brings me to a point, right? Why understanding crypto and blockchain in the first place is super important when it comes to NFT. Okay, number one is that NFT is actually just one of the many types of cryptocurrency out there. Okay, just one of the many different category. So you have to understand crypto for sure. Number two, you actually need crypto, okay, for example, Ethereum, okay, as a mean of payment for NFT. So if you don't understand it, how are you going to buy NFT, right? So that also means that your potential profit is denominated in cryptocurrency, okay? So today, if you want to buy a watch NFT, you will need some Ethereum, okay? And this Ethereum has to be bought by your fiat money, what we call, or your normal currency, your Sing dollar, your Malaysian ringgit, your US dollar, your British pounds, and all that, okay? So imagine this, at the point of buying, right, okay, this NFT costs you 1 Ethereum, okay? And 1 Ethereum costs you $2,000 at a point in time. Okay, so you spend $2,000 to buy 1 Ethereum so that you can also buy this NFT. Okay, this is the time of buying. At the point of selling, okay, congratulations. Okay, your NFT goes up by 100%, twice. price right now to Ethereum. Okay, however, okay, Ethereum price comes up. Okay, now it's only $1,000 for one Ethereum. And ask everyone right here, quick, simple math, right? How much money did you make? What is the profit margin right here? Okay, zero. Okay, in fact, you still make a loss because it's got some transaction fee. Okay, so you can see that it is extremely important to also follow the cryptocurrency prices when you are dealing with NFT. Okay, this can be further showed in this data right here. Right, you can see the price and sales of this NFT in OpenSea are very correlated. Okay, so simply put, right, okay, to understand the whole chart is basically when Ethereum price is low, right? Okay, it's a good time to buy your favorite NFT. Okay, when the price goes up, it's good time to go and sell it away. Okay, on theory, of course, this sounds very simple and very logical. Okay, but the problem is, how do we know, right? How do we know if the price will continue to go lower or not? Okay, or will go higher? Okay, so of course we can use some strategies out there. Okay, but before we touch on that, right? So let's look at what happened, right? If you have been investing in one of these NFT cryptos out there, which is Axie Infinity. Okay, 2 years ago you would have gotten 9,300%. Okay, so meaning to say that if you put in $1,000, you would have 93,000 right now. Okay, not too bad, huh? Right. So of course for this method, okay, which what I call the CIS method. Okay, people have been also asking me, say, hey, Leslie, how do I actually spot, a trading opportunity or investing opportunity? Okay, not only in NFT related cryptos, but in general, all cryptos. Okay, so I don't know how many of you are also interested to know how to spot a trading opportunity using this CIS method. Okay, they are developed. If you don't know what is that, later I explain. Okay, so can you just type CIS? Okay, type CIS in the chat. Okay, if you are interested to also find out how you can use this method to spot a trade. Okay, more. Okay, I want to see more before I explain. Okay, nah, just kidding. Okay, so I know it's probably a working day. You're also very tired. Okay, so CIS method, right, is actually a in-house set of strategies that we have developed. Okay, that have helped me and actually other so-called students who have actually made 1,000%. Okay, on some on Axie Infinity itself, you can see here, okay, and some other so-called NFT related crypto. Okay, so for this method, right, if you have attended my previous session on the X-efest, which is on Sunday, okay, you have learned one of the CI strategy already. Okay, but don't worry if you have missed the last session. Okay, I still have something for everyone tonight. Okay, so what I'll be doing, okay, is that I would like to extend an invitation to everyone, to your family and friends as well, if you want them to join you. Okay, in this crypto workshop, which I actually conduct regularly about once or twice a month. Okay, and coincidentally, actually, I have one that is happening tomorrow. Okay, so where you will be learning these 3 different CIS methods. Okay, so it's by the way, it's complimentary, no need to pay. Okay, so what you can do is either scan this QR code, or I will be pasting the registration link in the chat box for you also very soon. Okay, let me just do that right now as well. Okay, so it's easier for everyone to click. Okay, so it's happening tomorrow at 8:30. So if you are unable to attend, I will say please still go ahead and register, no problem. Just email us and we'll arrange something else for you. Okay, so okay, got it. Okay, so by the way, who wants a little bit more? Okay, for today. Okay, can you type in more? Okay, beside all this that we have mentioned. Okay, more. Okay. Hey, Paul, you always double one. Okay, is it on purpose or something with your keyboard? Even your meme is also double. Paul. Okay, anyone wants more? Okay, if you Okay, I forgot because everyone is busy registering. Okay, so while you are registering, okay, for the free workshop that I have tomorrow. Okay, so I also want to, if you want to get access to more crypto related talks, okay, events and resources, do also join our Telegram group. Okay, and remember I mentioned that last Sunday, I actually had gave another talk on this another CS method. Okay, it's actually available in the Telegram as well because I put the replay over there. All right. Okay, and since today we are also talking about NFT. Okay, we wanted to give away something special. So once you join the Telegram group, right? Okay, we will be giving away, okay, one of these Gorilla NFT eSIM, basically, okay, to one lucky winner. Okay, so once you join in the Telegram, you will get some instructions, how to win this NFT eSIM, basically. All right, so I will see you there, and I hope you can be one of the lucky winners. Okay. So let me just put in the Telegram. Just put everything, okay, the Telegram and the 2-hour workshop in the chat, so it's easier for everyone. So again, you can scan or you can just click on the link that I just paste in the chat box. All right, so I have actually come to the end of my presentation, but of course, I'd like to take maybe another 5 minutes or so to take some questions. All right, so if you have questions, please type in. Yeah, no problem. For Jianlong question, if you already joined the Telegram previously, you still got a chance. So once you are in the Telegram group, we will give some instruction basically. Then you just follow very simple task that we will ask you to do basically. Then we will pick a winner by random. Okay, by random. All right. So any questions? Feel free to type it in. No questions? Or everyone busy? No. Okay. So Gorilla itself is an NFT project. Okay, but it's not created by myself. Right. No. Yeah. So basically, this GSIM, right, is like a SIM card that you can use. Okay. So they have some data. Right. Then you can use it for your overseas trip and things like that. Okay. Yeah. Basically, it's a SIM card, but in electronic version, version. Right. Right. Okay, any questions? No questions? Okay. Okay, so if there are no questions, then what I will do is no problem. Since I also provided this Telegram group, okay, what I will do is I will actually create a thread, okay, in the Telegram. Okay, so what you can do is that if you have questions, maybe you are trying to ask right now, or maybe there's some questions that pop up later in the day or tomorrow. Okay, what you can do is just go in there, okay, and comment in the questions. Okay, comment in the questions. Leave your question in the comments, or rather, then we will answer them as quickly as we can. Okay, so I think that will be better for everyone as well. Right. So sorry if I got it wrong. Can I contact help for you go in the Telegram? You can put in the thread. Okay, put in the thread, even though it's for NFT. Okay, then we will help you with that. All right. So basically, we created this group is for everyone to learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain, NFT, Metaverse, basically anything blockchain. So don't feel that your question is too simple. Just feel free to ask. All right. Okay. Oh, you did that earlier. Okay. So maybe you missed it out. I hope I'll go and check it out later. All right. Okay. So if there's no question, then I think we should call it a day so everyone can have a good rest. All right. So thank you, Dave, and thank you, Victor. So if you are joining us in the 2-hour workshop, then I'll see you tomorrow night. If not, we'll continue our conversation in the Telegram. All right. So good night, everyone. To the moon. See you. Bye bye.